bastards! Alright, today I want to talk about preparing in your own alcohol. Why would this matter in a survival situation? Well, there are several things you can do with it. First of all, disinfect wounds. Second, cleaning. Third, you can bargain with it. So you can trade it for other goods when you can also use that skill to make money when times are hard, or just for recreational fun, you know, just having a drink with the lads. So, how does one make alcohol at home with simple tools? Well, first you need a bucket, preferably food grade, plastic or metal, doesn't really matter when you start brewing. First of all, what do you put in it? I just use crystal sugar, like around, for 10 liters of water, I put 8 kilos of just regular crystal sugar in it. Together with dry yeast. You can use like turbo yeast or something from brewers that they sell, but I use regular dry yeast like they use to make bread. I just want to keep things simple. So you put the sugar, 10 liters hot water, very important, and then you put the yeast in it. You stir it a little around so it's mixed very well. Then you put it in the bucket. You add water like till you got 25 liters. You can add the water that you put with it. It may be cold, doesn't really matter, as long as the first thing you put in is warm water. Preferably very hot, but don't make it too hot that the bucket won't melt. Well, what's very important is that the bucket is clean. You don't want any other bacterial or yeast growing inside of it. So that could be a problem when the brew starts to brew, you know. So you close off the lid, you put a little water clock on it. This little thing will push out the gas, but doesn't let oxygen in. So it's some tubes with a little bit water in it. Air doesn't get in, gas comes out. After a few hours, you should be hearing something brewing. Something like, now the gas is not still yet formed, but this is what you should get when the sugars are starting melting with the yeast, and they start to convert the sugars into alcohol. So that's around 2 weeks to get all the sugars turned into alcohol. This is just a fresh batch, so it doesn't bubble a lot. But luckily, I'm already busy with distillate a previous batch. I will show you that. This is a little setup for making alcohol. It's a distillate kettle. There are a few parts in it. First, you got what I want to first say is I want to make it preferably in copper. Why copper? It's easier to clean and it kills any bacteria that you forget to clean, or it will be more cleaner because copper kills bacteria and viruses. Something to do with breaking their DNA so they can grow and die off. First, you put what you have brewed in the bucket inside of the kettle. Always leave some room around so you can have the damp come above. Then you have this part. All the damped alcohol goes around, cools off in this area. Because of the water, this is cold, so the warm alcohol starts to drop, falls down, goes around this little tube in the pot you put in. Now, what is very important is it needs to be over 82 degrees Celsius and less than 100, because above 100 it just boils everything. You don't want that. You don't want your alcohol and your water at the same time going up, only the alcohol, and that's between 82 and 100 degrees. On this side there's a little meter to see how hot it is. Always keep checking it, because the more alcohol evaporates, the hotter it gets, because there is less alcohol in it. Alright, very important, the first bit that comes out will be dripping. So at first I put it in a bottle apart, because that's like the bad alcohol. You don't want to drink that, you don't want that in your booze. So first put it in another container till it stops dropping, like when you get a very steady stream. I always use this undrinkable alcohol as an accelerant to make fires on a barbecue or something. It's very handy, so no waste about that. Then when it starts having a steady flow, you put it where you want it. Like you can see, I like to put it in a jar with moonshine on it, because why not? Very fun. If you can closely see, the alcohol is starting to drip very fast in this jar. And you want to keep doing that till you have to calculate. This alcohol will be, when it's out of the bucket, it will be 12%. So of the 1.5 liter in this kettle, 12% will turn into alcohol of around 56% alcohol. So measure how much that is, because when it's almost done, there is a little part, an after part, where the water or other particles that are in it are coming to vaporize too. You don't want that in it, so the first part, put it somewhere else. The last part, be very carefully, it's not going into the regular alcohol. It will give a taste if you forget or keep it too long. Don't forget to regularly put cold water in the cooling system. I always put it like this. A little stream, cold water. It goes next into a little bowl. It cools off till the next time batch is needed to cool it off. It's like a little circle. You can read a book, watch a little movie, watch some news in the meantime, till it's all done. When the alcohol will be 56%. If you want real strong alcohol to disinfect wounds, you have to take the alcohol of this, put it again in the kettle with some other water, distill it again, and then it will be around 90%, which I have not yet tried, but I prefer it to drink it, because I already have disinfected alcohol from my medkits. So that's the very short, easy, simple way to make alcohol at home. I just want to say, be very carefully when you make alcohol, because you can fuck it up really bad. So always check people with experience. Never drink too much of it, because alcohol is bad in big quantities. So that's around this video for making your own alcohol. I hope you learned something from it, inspire you to do more research, and that's about it. See you next time!